I need you to tell me that you love me, and I'm going to tell you that I love you, and we're going to kiss each other good night before we go to bed every night. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome to Niniverse. If you're just passing by the street of YouTube and you stumbled on this video, now is the right time for you to click on the subscribe button. My name is Mabel Nini, and right here on Niniverse, I talk about lifestyle, I talk about self improvement, relationship, life, and everything in between. If this is something you're interested in, or if you are interested in any of these, please do not go without subscribing. You are welcome to the growing community. I saw this very
All should
insightful
implement for our
video on
next relationship. I
Instagram.
want you to want me. I don't want you to need
In
me.
today's video, I'm going to be talking about 6 rules that I feel that we should all implement in our new relationships. If you're ready, like I'm ready, let's jump right into it. Number one on my list is love yourself more than you love me. Okay, this sounds quite tricky, but I feel like it is very simple and straightforward. I want you to love me, but I also want you to love yourself more than you love me. I want you to want me, but I do not want you to need me. When you say you need me, it means that you cannot survive without me. Okay, and that is a very tough process. That is not romantic to me, and that is quite toxic. If you ask me, if you tell me that you need me for the relationship to thrive, if you tell me that I without me in that relationship, you cannot leave, you cannot move, you cannot do things, you cannot think on your own. That is quite toxic. Okay. For me, I feel like that is one thing, one rule I feel like we should all implement in our new relationships. Love yourself more than you love me. Don't need me, but you can want me. Okay. You can love me and you can want me, but I don't want you to need me for the relationship to thrive. I feel like that is quite toxic, and in the long run, it could lead to a very unhealthy obsession. That's number one on my list. Number two on my list is one date per week. Okay, this number two rule is that whether long distance, whether we're close in the same environment, one date per week. Okay, virtual dates for those in long distance relationships, and then those in the same environment physically. Okay, so I actually, what I do not want to do, or I never want to do in a new relationship or in my relationship, is to become so complacent to the extent that we stop dating each other. Now, when people hear one date per week, it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be like a very luxurious restaurant or trendy restaurant or expensive restaurant and or whatnot. It could be a date night. It could be Netflix and chill. It could be something where you guys have your time together, alone time, you know, in a space, just the both of you. You talk about yourself, you talk about the relationship, where it is heading, what we're doing wrong, what we're not doing right, just your time together. Once in a week, you choose a particular date where it's like, this is what we're going to be doing like every week, just so this relationship doesn't get boring, so we don't become so complacent to the extent that we've stopped dating each other and it becomes boring and we want to try other people or want to try people outside or something like that. Just basically, one date per week. That's number two on my list. Okay. Number three on my list is we prioritize our health in the relationship. Okay, so we vow to take our physical, mental, emotional health seriously in our relationship. We vow to be in shape. Okay, we vow to take our health seriously. If we need to go for therapy when the need arises, my partner should be able to, subscribe to that. If we need to go for routine checkups, I mean, for those that are doing bad things, you have to subscribe to routine checkups, once in a while. And then being in shape hits the gym. I kind of feel like when you are, emotionally, when you hit the gym, when you exercise, when you are in health, or in a healing process, while in your relationship, it puts you on your toes to want to be physically present in the relationship, emotionally, physically, and otherwise. When we hit the gym, when we are emotionally stable, physically, mentally, I think that it keeps me, it makes me show up as the best version of myself for you, and you also do the same for me. So yeah, being in health, prioritizing our health in a relationship is one of my rules for a new relationship or an already existing relationship. Number 4 on my list is no yelling or disrespecting each other during an argument. We would vow that we're not going to disrespect each other during an argument. We're not going to yell at each other during an argument. I am not saying that there will be no disagreement. I'm not saying that there will be no argument. But what I'm saying is that in a bid to, prove our point, in a bid to, state the reason why you are pissed at me or I'm pissed at you, we shouldn't disrespect each other. We shouldn't have to yell at each other. The focus should be on the disagreement. The attack should be on the disagreement, the issue, the bone of contention, and the attack shouldn't be on each other. We should not have to disrespect each other or yell at each other, insult each other, use curse words, talk anyhow to each other because we are having a disagreement. Okay, so I feel like this is my number 4 rule for a new relationship or an existing relationship. So this has been a very serious discourse from time immemorial, where people are always saying that there'll always be disagreements, people will yell at each other. I mean, you cannot control your emotions. I mean, in heated arguments and all whatnot. I've heard so many things, but I still believe that as an adult, there are things that you can decide that no matter what, this is not going to happen. Especially when we're talking about love, we're talking about emotions. You love this person, you respect this person, you value this person. So even in the presence of an argument, even in the presence of issues, I don't subscribe to being spoken to anyhow, disrespected because there is an argument. Nah, I don't think that that is love. If you ask me, I know that so many people would disagree, and so many people would think that, this is just some fairy tale thing that you people expect and oh no, no, it's not fairy tale because it actually exists. Someone who loves you, they won't talk to you anyhow. They wouldn't, disrespect you in the course of an argument. They would rather walk away or have the conversation later. And that is vice versa. So the attack shouldn't be on the both of us. The attack should be on the issue, the problem. I never want it to be you versus me. I want it to be us versus the problem. That's my number 4 rule. Number 5 on my list is no important conversations via texts. No important conversations via text messages, just texting. So would vow that we are not going to have very important conversations just via text. Whether an argument, whether a disagreement, whether a conversation, that is very important related to you, your emotions, your mental health, you, everything about you, that is very important. I feel that we should have the conversation over the phone physically, talk about it. I want to hear your tone. I want to hear your voice. I want to see your reaction. I want to see your body language. I want to see your eyes. I want to hear you talk. I want to understand where you're coming from. And I don't think I would do that via text. I don't want you to misinterpret me. Neither do I want you to misinterpret me. And for that not to happen, I don't think that we should have very important conversations just via text. Call me, let's talk. I would call you and we will talk. Whether or not it is an argument or whatever it is, every important conversation shouldn't be discussed via text. That is my number 5 rule for every new relationship. The last on my list is never go to sleep angry. We vow that we would never go to sleep angry at each other. This one is very difficult, very, very difficult, but I kind of feel like once it is implemented over and over and over and over, like it becomes a norm. So that's why they're like rules, for a new relationship or an existing one. Would never sleep angry at each other. If at the end of the day we're still angry at each other over what has transpired between us, I kind of feel like we should just set out like 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes and talk about this before we go to bed. I mean, I want you to tell me you love me before going to bed. And I also want to tell you that I love you before going to bed. And that would be genuinely. So we cannot tell each other that we love each other before going to bed if we're going to bed angrily. So the last on my list is that would never go to sleep angry at each other. We should find a method that would work for us wherein where we're pissed at each other, we'll find a way, like a compromise, come to a compromise where we're like, okay, see, I'm pissed at you or you're pissed at me, but I'm not going to let you go to bed angry. Or I do not want to go to bed angry. So let's talk about this matter. Let us fix it. I need you to tell me that you love me, and I'm going to tell you that I love you, and we're going to kiss each other good night before we go to bed every night. That's the last one on my list. Just for like a bonus, I want you to have an independent life. I want you to have a life independent of the relationship. What does this mean? I want you to go out with your guys, and I want you to also let me to go out with the girls. Do my thing, and you do your thing independent of the relationship. Okay, you would have your own life, do your thing, live your life. We're going to have our time, you're going to have your time, and I'm going to have my time. But I also want you to have your life independently, where it is not revolving around the relationship. You have things going on for you, and I have things going on for me. This is because I cannot possibly be everything to you. The same way I understand that you cannot be everything to me. So there's another rule that I believe that you need to come to a relationship whole. You must have, met people, you must have been in relationships, you must have gone through traumas, hurts, pain, heartbreaks, or whatnot. Now you can't come with all of those baggages, meeting someone new, wanting to start a new relationship. You're definitely going to ruin it. Your insecurities, your fears, your pain, your everything. So I think that you should come whole. I know that we are mostly not completely whole, but come whole, come like to an extent, 70%, where you're like, okay, I want to do this with this person. I'm going to drop everything going on with me or not going on with me at the doorstep or at the doorway, and I'm going to go into this thing wholly with this person. I'm not going to let what transpired before come in between me, this person, and myself. And that's it. Come wholly. I come whole, you come whole, and that makes us one. You get the point. So yeah, we're not going to come looking for someone to complete our happiness, looking for someone to complete us, looking for someone to no, we're going to look for somebody to complement us. So yes, another rule that I feel like this is like a bonus: come whole, let your partner come whole. That way you complement each other and have a very peaceful relationship. I want to state that a lot of people might watch this video and feel like or say that there's no rules to this thing. I agree that there are no rules to this thing, but I also agree that there are some rules to things. If you want things to work out, you would decide that this is something that I feel like we should do to make it work out. If it works out, fine. If it doesn't work out, that's also fine. But at least we did our part. You get what I mean? Yeah. So you guys, these are the rules that I feel like we should all implement in our relationships. We might just get it better, all right, this time. Who knows? I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one shortly. Bye. Mwah. Who hit the club and his cups full of jealousy? We in the